Hi, I'm Jody Wambeck, and I want to welcome you to the Minnesota Orchestra's week-long Common Chords Festival. Common Chords builds on the Minnesota Orchestra's long legacy of performing across the state. The festival in Willmar included over 30 different community events. We are so happy and honored to have been chosen to host the Minnesota Orchestra here in Willmar. Our program will highlight the Common Chords week of events, starting with the City Council proclamation. Enjoy the show.
Mayor and City Council, we have a proclamation that we would like to give to Melly Willis, who is the Manager of Outreach and Education Partnerships for the Minnesota Orchestra, and Sarah Hicks, who is a conductor with the Minnesota Orchestra, who are here this evening. As many folks know, the Minnesota Orchestra will be here in Willmar this week for their Common Chords program, and the City Council has the following proclamation. Whereas music and other forms of fine art are important to the residents of Willmar, Kandiyohi County, and our region, and whereas the Minnesota Orchestra has selected the City of Willmar for its Spring Common Chords Week in Residency, and whereas these special events benefit and enrich our community and the people residing here, and whereas volunteers have worked diligently to provide many fine musical events in the City of Willmar and surrounding area during the week of May 20th through May 26th, 2012, the City of Willmar does hereby proclaim May 20th through 26, 2012 Minnesota Orchestra Week in Willmar and encourage all citizens to visit our community and attend the Minnesota Orchestra activities. And with that, we'd like to present that to our two guests this evening. And we would also like to give them a brief opportunity to maybe talk about the week of Common Chords.
I'm Sarah Hicks. I just wanted to say on behalf of the Minnesota Orchestra, we are thrilled and delighted to be a part of this community for the week. Looking forward to all our activities, which Melly Willis will tell us about.
Mayor, City Council, thank you so much. We really are, as Sarah said, delighted to be here for the week. We have a couple of ensembles of Minnesota Orchestra musicians, as well as Sarah, who are going to be in residence for the full week. We're going to be joined by our colleagues kind of coming through, joining us during the week, day by day, until the entire full orchestra is here, coming Thursday. And we have two full orchestra performances we just like to encourage anyone and everyone to come to on Friday and Saturday evening at the Education and Arts Center. And in the meantime, we're going to be kind of all over. So I encourage you, without wasting your time here this evening, but I encourage you and anyone watching at home to visit the website, which is minnesotaorchestra.org/Common Chords, which is the name of our partnership, and the full schedule of all of the activities of the week will be there. There are a number of things that are open to the public and the community, as well as we're going to be interacting with students of all ages, from preschool all the way through high school. So we're really, really excited to be here. We can't thank the steering committee of volunteers, who Charlene was a very important part of, enough for all the work that they've done over the last 18 months. You can be very proud of this community, and we're really very proud to be here. So thank you very much.
And thank you for coming.
Hi, we are here at Rice Hospital, where the Minnesota Orchestra Brass Quintet will be performing here in just a few minutes. We are here with Mike Schramm. Mike, tell us how does it feel to Rice Hospital and the community to have the Minnesota Common Chords kick off their week of festivals here at the hospital?
You know, we're really pleased that the Minnesota Orchestra will be here. I know that they're making some other stops here and in town and around the community, but we're pleased that they chose Rice to come here and to kick things off today. So we're very pleased to have the Minnesota Orchestra join us here at Rice today.
I think it's going to be a great week, and what a fabulous location to kick it off. The acoustics in the atrium are going to be fabulous for this, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it'll work very well. We've got a lot of events that we host here in this space in the hospital. I think it's good for community, and again, we're happy that they chose to come here to Rice first to kick off the week.
Right. Mike, thanks so much for being with us today. You're watching the Common Chords Festival. Enjoy the music. We are downtown Willmar for the kickoff of the Becker Market. We have the Minnesota Common Chords String Quartet here to kick it off, and we are joined by Nancy Johnson from the Becker Market. Nancy, how excited are you to have the Minnesota Orchestra Common Chords kick off the Becker Market for you guys this year?
Well, it's unbelievable, really. I just think we are so incredibly fortunate. And I think it's just such a perfect union when you have good local foods that you're serving. We have the cafe open this evening, along with the music, and I think it's good for both body and soul. And I just think we're incredibly fortunate to have them play, and it kind of reminds us how important the music is, and music education, actually.
Absolutely. And then, you know, I was just over looking at your little food stand, and you have some wonderful looking things over there. Tell us a little bit about this Becker Market, when it starts, when it ends.
Yes, we're beginning June 7th, and it runs through September, I think, until the 27th of September. And it's 3 to 6:30 every Thursday. So, and we have so many exciting things this year, some new offerings, but just a whole array of vegetables, meats, and breads and baked goods. And also we have some farmers that have the high tunnel gardens, so we will have fresh vegetables at the very beginning.
Great. Thanks, Nancy, so much. You know, this is going to be a great event with the string quartet here kicking it off. So enjoy the music. You are watching the Common Chords Festival. Hi, we're at the Willmar Public Library for the Kinder Concert. This is a concert for preschool-aged children. The Minnesota Common Chords will be joining us at the library tonight, and they will be introducing the children to all of the instruments of the orchestra, as well as a musical story called Max Found Two Sticks. This is a great performance for the children and the parents, so enjoy the show, and you are watching the Common Chords Festival. Hi, we have had just a great week with the Minnesota Common Chords, and we have a lot of stuff left to do yet this week. Right now, we are joined by Melly Willis, who is the program coordinator for the Willmar Minnesota Orchestra Common Chords. Melly, welcome to Willmar, and thanks to you so much for being here. Tell us a little bit about what is Common Chords.
Common Chords is our name for a really deep residency program that we've undertaken in this past year. It's an outgrowth of residencies and touring around the state that the orchestra has done literally for its entire 100-year plus history. But it gives us the luxury of being in a community for an entire week, which before this program we didn't have. The more usual model is for an orchestra to come into a town for a day or two and have a concert and perhaps, you know, visit a school. But this gives us the opportunity to be here for a really nice chunk of time and be able to interact in the community in a variety of ways.
And Common Chords, I had read somewhere that it's a grant-funded project and that will last for a number of years.
We're very lucky to have gotten some really amazing, generous support from the Mellon Foundation, as well as the Mardeg Foundation and McKnight, as well as some legacy funding from the state of Minnesota. So all of those things combined together have allowed us to really kind of look at this as a 5-year project planning horizon, and hopefully then, of course, go much farther out than that.
Absolutely. And I know that Willmar has been your second site. They were in Grand Rapids last year. So tell me, how does the process work to choose a community to go to?
Well, we hope that we're going to be able to be all over the state in many, many communities. But what we did at the very beginning of the project is a colleague of mine and I literally took a road trip around the state and visited lots of different communities that either we have visited before on Minnesota Orchestra tours or who have expressed interest in having us here before. And we have, the Minnesota Orchestra obviously has performed in Willmar before, and we knew we were great partners here. So we thought, well, let's visit and see if there was some interest in the community in partnering on something a little bit bigger and deeper, like Common Chords. And truly, this is a joint effort. The community has been tremendous in terms of its participation on a steering committee. Really broad, diverse participation from all walks of the community have been represented on that steering committee. And they've been working with me and some other staff members for about 18 months planning all of this. So it's a gigantic amount of work for them too, and we're really, really so pleased to be able to partner with them.
Well, we certainly thank you so much for all of the work that you have done to make this all happen in Willmar, and thank you to all of the volunteers and the steering committee in Willmar for making this happen. It's just been a fabulous event for Willmar, for the community, and it's just been a great week. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. You are watching the Common Chords Festival. Now we're going to enjoy a little bit of music from the Brass Quintet. Hi, we are now joined by Sarah Hicks, who is the principal conductor of Pops and Presentations. Sarah, this has been such a busy week for you. We greatly appreciate the time that you've taken out of your busy schedule to join us today. We know that you are going to be conducting both the Friday and Saturday night performances. Can you tell us what we can expect from the Friday night performance?
Sure, it's from our Inside the Classics series, which is a series that I run with my co-host Sam Bergman, who's a viola player in the Minnesota Orchestra. And it's a very different concert experience. In the first half, we take a piece of music and we create a narrative and we talk about the composer of that piece, what influenced him, history, stories about what was happening around the time. The orchestra's on stage. We play musical examples to illustrate what we're talking about. Sam is a very funny guy, so there's some jokes always thrown in. Talk to some members of the orchestra sometimes to describe what happens when they're playing their instruments, and so really get you into a piece of music. And then after the intermission, we play the entire work. In this case, it's Ravel's ballet masterpiece, Daphnis and Chloe, really wonderful, evocative, colorful work. So when you hear the piece, you've already heard little bits and pieces of it before, and you feel really engaged and into it.
Great. Thank you so much. This is such a great opportunity for Willmar to have Sarah here and for the Minnesota Orchestra to be here as well. So this is the Common Chords Festival. thank you so much for tuning in to our Minnesota Orchestra Common Chords program. What a great week it was. A very special thank you goes out to all of the volunteers, the steering committee, and the Minnesota Orchestra for providing a week of education and entertainment for our community. On behalf of videographer Rudy Vigil, I am Jody Wambeck. Thanks for watching.